Hey everyone, Diavolo here, and today we are back for our 6th escapade into the world of solo leveling, more specifically, the Yo Jinho raid party arc. Throughout this arc, Jin finally starts raiding with his personal piggy bank. However, that isn't all that happens. We're also introduced to some interesting hunters and guild members who help in expanding different parts of this world. This in turn helps give the entire series a feeling that there is a variety of different things all taking part at the same time that affect Jin and the people around him. Of course, if you are new around here and want to keep up to date with these solo leveling videos even after the anime ends, then subscribe and of course hit that like button as well, as it really helps out with pushing my content to a bunch of new amazing people. Either way, sit back and relax as we delve into the Yo Jinho raid party arc from solo leveling. Walking up slightly ahead of the new, jacked up Jin, Joo tells him that he's changed a bunch, but she's not been able to change at all since then. Jinwoo knows that she's also faced a variety of different hardships. Changing is different for everyone. Glancing over and agreeing that he is right, she goes on to explain how she gets way too scared to be a hunter. She's tried to overcome her fears, but it really isn't that easy. Normally a B rank hunter like herself would take part in A or B rank dungeons, sometimes only C if they're not conditioned correctly. However, she's only ever been able to join D or E rank raids, and through that she constantly met Jinwoo. She always healed the injuries that never seemed to end when it came to Jin. Now, she even admits that he was hurt so much it started to annoy the hell out of her. She thought he was vain and stupid at times, but somehow he always managed to survive. Eyes brimming with life, as if they seemed to be screaming for survival, for tomorrow. Looking back at Jinwoo, Joo doesn't think she'll ever be able to gain eyes like his. Taking the crystal out though and reminding Jin about his previous promise, Joo puts her hands forwards, offering to return the crystal. Stunned with what he's heard, Jin asks if it means, to which before he can even finish speaking, Joo announces her upcoming retirement from life as a hunter. Laughing, she says she's going to head back to her hometown, Busan, and to let her know if he ever visits the area. Clutching the crystal in his hand now, Jin remarks that if he ever happens to come around, he'll ask her to go out on a date again. Happily watching Joo then make her way off into the darkness of the night, Jin knows he's just gotten another reason to become stronger. S-rank hunter Hwang Dong-so. He needs to get stronger, fast. Only then will he survive. Early the next morning, Jin awkwardly asks his boy, Jinho, what the hell this all is. Confused about what he means exactly, Jinho happily exclaims that this is their squad for the day, those who have a hunter's license but can't attend raids due to various reasons. The injured, alcoholics, young students, those who are simply struggling in life because of personal reasons were drafted to their team. Seeing a young girl, Jin questions if she even has any raid experience, to which she confirms she doesn't. Going to walk off, he lets her know it's okay, all they need to do is chill outside while Jinho and himself enter the dungeon. Jinho then happily exclaims to the group that they weren't allowed to attempt C-rank dungeons as a duo, so that's why they've invited everyone else here. Wondering if they were really strong enough to finish a C-rank raid by themselves, one of the members asks if they will actually get 3 million won just to stay outside. Clearing all of their doubts, Jinho states that all they need to do is wait outside until they finish. However, they mustn't tell anyone about what they've seen or heard here. If they get caught snitching, they have to pay back 10 times as much as they've earned in the dungeon, as per what's written in the contract that every member has signed. More importantly, Jinwoo sighs out loud, questioning what the hell it is Jinho is currently wearing. Dripped out to the freaking nines, like bro's about to do an infernal, Jinho proudly flaunts his full set of hardened armor made by an Italian artisan guild. Walking up and touching his thick chest, Jinho falls and crashes to the ground under his immense weight. Awkwardly, Jinwoo says he should take the armor off when he's asking him nicely. Kicking at the air, stuck, Jinho pleads for his brother to come over and help him back up. De-armored now, he gets up and heads off with Jinwoo into the dungeon, remarking that he's taken the helmet just in case. The bystanders all stand there baffled with how the duo's going in by themselves. They don't think they look that strong, plus if they are strong enough to clear C-rank dungeons by themselves, then surely it would have been better to clear higher rank dungeons with larger guilds. Also, what happens if they don't make it out? Another dude points out that they've already been paid though, so it really doesn't matter. The same blue shirt dude from earlier then walks up while saying he knows the E-rank hunter Sung Jinwoo. He's known as the world's weakest hunter. smoking on his blunt. The old fart just assumes it's typical young youths, not thinking about others and just showing off. Sprinting out of the dungeon entrance, all of the members look over and remark that it's great they ran away successfully. Double taking at the entrance though, another screams that he wasn't running away. No, the gate is closing. Confused on how they even killed the boss, the main duo pay the rest no concern, as instead, Jinwoo asks where they need to head for the next dungeon. Explaining to him that it's about an hour away, Jin looks to the group of stunned Muppets and tells them to move. Today they need to clear at least 3 dungeons. Over at the White Tiger Guild, someone screams out asking for their boss to take a look at some crazy news. Jumping back in his chair and mind-boggled over how someone used more than 200 million won to earn the rights to clear a C-rank dungeon. The assistant elaborates on how there's currently a team that's buying all of the rights for each C-rank gate that appears, leaving no more gates for the guild's low-ranking hunters to train. Originally, the gates actually sold for around 7,000 won, but after the assistant increased his purchase price up to 100 million, they increased theirs to 200 million. Examining what information they have on the group, the boss is pretty sure he's heard of the team leader, believing him to be the second son of the CEO of Yo Jinho Architectures. Wondering why the business would be purchasing gates at a massive loss, he quickly has a thought and asks his assistant Hyung who the survivor from the double lair a few months back was. Remembering that it was Jinwoo himself though, his boy confirms it, leaving the boss feeling like there really may be some kind of opportunity here. Slamming his hands down on the desk, he commands all his men to stop what they're doing and find out everything there is to know about D-rank hunter Yo Jinho and E-rank hunter Jinwoo. Later on now, in reviewing all of the information gathered by his team, the White Tiger Guild's 2nd Division Management Department Chief Sungmin can see that Jinwoo has made it through 3 incidents so far. Firstly, it was the double lair, then the death of everyone from Hwang Dong-suk's raid party, and thirdly, the most recent case of course was the guild's monitoring department supervisor's murder incident, which is what a mouthful to say. He's able to see that Jinwoo and Jinho became acquainted during the 2nd dungeon, and the most important fact is how Jinho is directly connected to Yo Jinho Architectures. There is also a rumour going around that Chairman Yo Myung-han is recruiting skilled hunters with the intent of creating a guild. If that is true, he knows it wouldn't be strange for Yo Jinho to profit in some kind of way from this. The recruitment of skilled hunters, E-rank hunter Jinwoo clearing gates with insane speed. This all means to Sangmin that Jinwoo could possibly be a reawakened person. Letting his assistant Hyung Gi-chil know his thoughts on the matter, he's certain there's no other way that Jinwoo would have been able to survive the previously mentioned incidents. Each time it was a major accident where many people inside of the raid died. It's the only logical explanation in his eyes. During the last incident, it reported that a C-rank magician and a B-rank hunter combined their strength to stop the supervising hunter, but to Sangmin that's impossible. The supervisor was a B-rank assassin. Magic is arse against assassins and the dude wasn't stupid, so he probably aimed to take care of the healer first. This for him only leaves the possibility of someone else intervening and taking down the hunter from the monitoring department. The survivors from the recent event were the B-rank healer, the C-rank magician, and the E-rank hunter, Jinwoo. Nobody else, leaving them only one person to truly be suspicious of. Agreeing with his boss, Ji-chul questions where it is they are heading off to right now. Glancing back with a grin on his face, he tells his boy that they're going to go out scouting. Flashing inside of a random C-rank dungeon, we find 3 ravenous wolves biting and snarling at the area around them. Snapping his head to the left, one of the wolves begins shivering and stuttering as Jinwoo slowly begins to emerge from the mist of smoke in front of them. Disappearing from sight, all of the wolves glance around trying to sniff him out, when all of a sudden a torrent of slices rip through the air, destroying every wolf in its path. Watching his boy re-emerging from the mist, Jinho, who's mining over in another part of the cave, thinks that Jinwoo must have been hiding that skill all along. Plus, it seems as if he's gotten even stronger than previously. It's crack up how Jinho just doesn't realize what the hell has happened since, Jinwoo and him were last hanging out. Either way, continuing on, right now, Jinwoo is at level 39 with no job, a current HP of 7,229 with a magic power of 638. Looking over all of his stats as a few alarms ring out letting him know he's leveled up a few more times, Jin thinks he's acquired some new interesting skills. Stealth requires 200 mana to use, with it then consuming 10 every single second, but you and all traces of yourself will be hidden instantly. The rune that Jin obtained from Gang Tae had his skill in it. He's reluctant to use it, however, it has a greater efficiency than any other skill he has. The problem with it is the continuous mana consumption, meaning that if he wants to use it all the time, Jin will need to increase his intelligence stat more. Seeing a wolf snarling and charging at him, Jin quickly dives under its thundering punch. Remembering his new passive skill, Advanced Dagger Arts, a skill that he obtained after using daggers for a prolonged period of time, it lets us know that attacks he now uses with a dagger gain a 33% additional strike damage. On top of that, another skill, Vital Strike, uses 70 mana, but now allows him to attack effectively with a dagger and enables him to land critical strikes on his foe's vital areas. Staring into the soul of this beast, Jinho whips his hand forward 3 times, utterly vanishing any existence of life in the wolf. Thinking that this seems like a pretty good upgrade, the system rings out, letting him know he's leveled up once more, and now has reached the required level. Confused on what exactly this means, Jin sees another screen pop up, notifying him that a job change request has arrived. Hovering above accept, he wonders what it means by job change, before thinking back to a status screen displaying no current job. Outside of the current dungeon, the 2 guys from the White Tiger Guild arrive and wonder what all of this is. In front of them, they can see 8 members of the guild all chilling out, playing games and eating food. Questioning what they're up to, why are they just chilling outside a gate, the young hunter rolls up and inquires to who they are, while letting them know that this is a no entry zone. Telling the kid to not get in the way of an adult's work, she replies she's also a hunter, so it'd be nice if he treated her as one, not a child. Confirming that she's also a part of the raid for him, Sang-min is left stunned after realizing they didn't even enter the dungeon with all their party members. He knows if his intuition is correct, then Jinwoo is a recruit that only comes around once in a lifetime. He's special. Speaking up, someone announces that the party leader is returning, so it's time for them to get ready to move on. Exiting the dungeon, Jinwoo asks his boy what's the planned schedule for tomorrow. He accidentally forgot he had something planned to do tonight, so lets him know he needs to have tomorrow's plans cleared just in case. Scrolling through his phone, Jinho points out that he's already reserved a bunch of dungeons, however if it is super urgent he can cancel. Questioning if it is really necessary, he reminds Jinwoo that if you reserve a gate and don't enter within 2 days, it cancels automatically. Thinking on all of it, Jin just tells him to leave it reserved for now, before making his way over to the dude asking for him. Introducing himself and giving out his contact card, Sang-min explains that he's the chief of the 2nd Department of Management at the White Tiger Guild. Hunters, Reapers, Knights, Fame, and White Tigers. These are all the names of the guilds he thinks Jin's probably heard of. The White Tiger Guild is apparently one of the best in South Korea according to him. Sitting down now inside the White Tiger Guild's building, Sang-min gets straight to the point and tells Jinwoo that he wants to recruit him into the guild for twice the amount that Yo Jinho Architectures has offered him. Hoping that it was the right decision to get straight to the offer, Sang-min says that if he does, well, his pay will increase over time. Seeing the nonchalant demeanor on Jin's face though, he thinks he should be surprised with this offer, since he was only E rank until recently. Speaking up, Jinwoo asks how much the guild's building is worth for him to be making an offer like this. Bro doesn't know about how much Jinho's giving him right now, which is actually crack up. Slightly taken aback by Jin's statement though, Sang-min tries to think about what he might mean. He lets him know that they aren't currently using all floors, but the building should be worth around 50 billion won. Asking if it's meant for him to just hand it over to him then, Sang-min, baffled, just tells Jinwoo he's not exactly sure what he's talking about. Gathering himself and sitting back at the table, Jinwoo explains that his boy's offer was a 30 billion won building. If he's offering twice that price, then surely that means he's offering the guild's 50 billion won building. Blown away, Sang-min wonders just how great his abilities are if Jinho offered him that amount. Plus, they haven't even reviewed his rank yet, so maybe there's a possibility he's bluffing. Curious, Jinwoo says that if Sang-min thinks he's bluffing, he can easily confirm it on his cell for him. Realizing that he's definitely not bluffing, Sang awkwardly explains that the price goes far past his spending abilities, but if he gives him some time, he can go negotiate with the higher-ups. Getting up, Jin says they're done here then. Obviously, you know, man doesn't want anyone else knowing about his abilities and stuff. Beating himself up though for possibly rushing the proposal, Sang thinks that if he'd just taken more time to find out the exact details, gotten permission from the guild, and took small steps, then maybe. Stopping in his tracks, Jin turns back and begins phasing into the air while asking how he obtained this information on him. Slashing the side of his face, Sangmin sits there, sweating balls, questioning if this happens to be stealth. Being told to not run away, Sang knows that if Jin truly is a reawakened person who can use stealth, then it makes sense Jinho would make such a ridiculous offer. Speaking up, he elaborates on how he didn't do this on purpose. It was just that someone in their guild's department noticed somebody was clearing C-rank dungeons at an extremely fast rate, so they did a tad of digging and found out about Jin. 3 major accidents that occurred inside gates recently. Sangmin says that he doesn't have any specific evidence, but 3 times is no more a coincidence. Due to Jin's supposed reawakening, he received abilities of a high-ranked hunter and overcame every incident he was involved with. Jinho must have then seen his abilities during the second raid and is now receiving a test from his father's guild. Questioning how many people know about him, Sangmin says that it's just him and one of his subordinates. While realizing clearing C-rank gates too quickly was how they noticed, Jin tells the chief that he doesn't want more people to know about him. Putting an idea forth about how a rumor could possibly spread around his powers, Jin says that he would take this as Sang and his subordinates' responsibility. Replying that he's formally required to report everything to his guild master, but also doesn't want to die, notes he'll warn his subordinate correctly as well. Thanking him, Jin points out how their group clearing dungeons too quickly has become a bit of a nuisance for the guild. Unfortunately, they don't have any plans to stop for a while. Awkwardly elaborating on how it's an issue as the guild needs to train new recruits, Jin instead proposes that they both make a deal. Offering up 3 C-rank gates, Jin says that this is a limited time offer for only today. If he doesn't take it, it'll become harder to reserve C-rank gates for a while. Contemplating a variety of options, Sang knows gates don't only spawn in city centers, so it's possible to train recruits in other provinces. The only issue there is that it could create conflicts between them and other major guilds. Accepting the offer either way, Sang asks how much it is in total. Proposing 300 million per dungeon, Sangmin screams back that the maximum price in mana crystals and magic crystals you'd be able to harvest from a C-rank dungeon is only 200 million, meaning that they'd have to purchase those dungeons at a loss. Instead of 300 million, which he finds just ridiculous, he offers Jinwoo 200 million per dungeon. Smiling and accepting the offer, Jin shakes Sangmin's hand, confirming that the total is 600 million he needs to transfer through to him. Putting that to the side for now though, Jin removes a vial and asks Sung to open his mouth, confusing the guild member. After pouring a bit of the vial into his mouth, the juice activates, healing the small slices on his face and blowing him away as he tries to figure out what exactly the ability may be. Nervously asking Jin if the fact he just showed him his stealth and healing abilities is a sign of trust, Jin, who's now walking away, just says that if it means he will at least keep his secret. Re-entering his boss's office, Hyung asks what happened with Jinwoo. Sweating balls after meeting Jin though, Sung says that he thinks they may have met a much more formidable person than they originally thought. Elsewhere, and on the phone with Jinho, Jin is told that the 600 million requested for the 3 C-rank dungeons has been transferred. Blown away that their gates sold for so much, Jinho questions who he sold them to which Jinwoo jokes that it's a trade secret. The next morning though, Hyun comes screaming into the chief's office with some terrible news. Baffled to find out that there are new C-rank gates left in the area, Hyun shows his boss that the bidding prices are all below 10 million won and Jinho's team hasn't reserved a single gate. Explaining that he thinks they've all been played, Hyun is sure that Jinho's team never had any intention of raiding from the get-go. Realizing that he possibly failed to scout Jinwoo and even got scammed in the process, Sangmin is left astonished that the dude did this without fear of him possibly revealing his true identity. Picking up his phone after he feels it vibrating and reading a text from Jinwoo though on an unknown number, it lets him know that with this, he's going to pretend Sangmin never did a background check to start with. Relieved though, and speaking up that the deal was just his background information in return for the 600 mil, Sang jokes that he really is a tough one. He never thought he was going to reach back out, but Sang is almost certain he sent the message after memorizing the number on his business card. Remarking that this is enough for now, they've at least got Jinwoo's number and they need to take it slowly since their final goal is actually recruiting him to the guild. Elsewhere, at a city park, Jinwoo stands there, ready to begin his next solo dungeon run. Activating something, a mass of purple energy bursts out, sending light in an ethereal wave of dense colours that reverberate throughout the environment. Smiling, Jinwoo jokes that this job change seems interesting. Walking forth into the dark purple gateway, he questions what kind of monsters he might have to face in here. Flowing through a purple stream of light, quickly being transported to another location, Jin thinks that this game finally seems to be starting for real. Standing there in the dark abyss, a knight clad in rust-coated red armor and a red cape with long, flowing red hair opens its eye. So, that there brings us to the very end of the Yo Jin party raid arc or whatever. I guess we didn't actually really see much of him raiding with Yo Jinho or anything like that, which kind of makes sense. Dude's moved past C rank dungeons already. They're kind of just him farming now, or him, just trying to get as much levels as possible from a C rank dungeon, which is quite difficult for him, as we've seen throughout kind of this arc here. Like he only gained like 4 levels in total or something like that. I can't remember exactly. Next arc we move into the job change arc, which seems extremely interesting. I'm not there myself yet, but the dude coated in red armor looks hella dope, and I'm hoping that that's the boss, and I'm hoping that it's like a set of armor, or like Jin gets like some kind of armor that he can use from this boss or something in the future. Who knows? I'd love to know your thoughts on that down in the comment section below if you guys haven't read this series before, or even if you have, let me know. I don't really care too much on spoilers, but either way, if you guys have enjoyed the video and want to see more stuff like this, but for a variety of different series, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to leave a like on the video, as it really helps out with pushing my content to a bunch of new amazing people. Of course, shout out to all of my amazing Patreons. Thank you for all of the support over there recently. But for now, it's been your professional degenerate Diavolo, and I will see you all in a bit. Bye.